Minutes of anguish were experienced by inhabitants of the Jinibei and Occasion-Cal sectors, who at one moment saw how the wind blew their roofs away. More than 10 houses were affected. For Carlos Corpus, the situation caused him to be anxious when he saw how the wind took his roof once again and broke one of his windows. His face reflected sadness after seeing his home affected by another natural phenomenon.
What I'm saying, I said this is the third time or fourth time this year that my house blew off and no help from the government. Let's hope that this time will be. But there's people who have worse than I hope them help them. Help them who need more. Okay? Thank you, we have life, and where we have life, we have hopes, and that's the most important.
Teleislas News spoke with Ayonita Forbes, who was not in her house, but when she felt the strong breeze, she immediately called her mother because she felt a great concern, although she never imagined that the house where her mother was had lost a large part of the roof and her belongings. I had just had a conversation with my mother, and as soon as I finished talking, that windstorm came. I had to call her again. Then she told me that the whole ceiling blew off. She got nervous, and as you can see, my mom's whole room was flooded. She doesn't have a bed anymore. They're more or less fixing it. With no ceiling in the kitchen or in the bedroom, this is how the home of another of those affected was left, who had to move his grandmother to a safe place.
At the moment when we least expected it, everything fell down, the ceiling of the kitchen and of the room. My grandmother had to go to my mother's place in the meantime so that she would be safer, and I stayed here taking care. There is no light either.
The power company took the necessary steps to restore the service since many of the power cables were left on the ground.
Residents of the Sunbay sector in particular had a harrowing time as the gale blew away several roofs. With sadness and helplessness, the people evidenced their losses.
Roof, trees, poles and wires also blew off and are fell in the Sunbay sector due to the strong winds witnesses in the island of San Andres. The images show the damage caused in the sector, especially of those houses that suffered damage to their roof and structure. The PVC sheets blocked the main road of Sunbay for moments until the community and officials came to help leaving the street free. The most affected homes are those near the beach. An example of this is the house where Nicholas O'Brien lives, who apart from the shock she experienced at this moment is trying to assimilate the fact that her house is totally unhabitable.
I was watching the movie 2012 when I felt that the house was moving. I thought the house was going to blow away with me, and I didn't even know where to go. I went into the bathroom, then I came out of the bathroom. My God, how scary. These are new. These are not even a month old. These Eternit roof that the governor's office gave me. I hope the government does something because it is not fair. They have abandoned us.
I was in my house lying down at the moment when it happened. It was in a matter of seconds. You have seen the roof. 5 or 6 Eternit from the roof, but thank God it was no big deal.
The Disaster Risk Management Unit was present at the site, verifying and inspecting the affected houses and providing support with construction materials to the inhabitants of the sector.
And the National Unit for Disaster Risk Management made a statement to clarify the situation regarding the phenomenon that is currently affecting the archipelago, as well as to provide safety recommendations to all citizens.
In view of the heavy rains registered in the last hours over the archipelago that have unleashed flooding situations, as well as damages to the roofs of houses, the National Unit for Disaster Risk Management made a statement on the climatic conditions that are currently occurring over the islands.
We are currently experiencing adverse conditions caused by the interaction of a high-pressure center located in the Atlantic and a low-pressure center located in Panama that is guaranteeing these conditions that we are currently seeing. We are seeing a wind speed of approximately 28 to 48 kilometers per hour. It is not a tropical cyclone. It is not a hurricane. It is not a depression, but it is generating a kind of cold front.
In order to reduce the risk of affectation on the islands, the National Unit for Disaster Risk Management provides recommendations to citizens to protect their homes and safeguard their integrity.
We are going to have to be securing our roofs, either with ropes to tie the roofs to the columns or beams. We can replace the bricks on our roofs with sandbags. Remember to clean the gutters so that we do not generate flooding from rainfall. These rains will be present during the next 48 hours. This is an estimate given by the EDM office.
The authorities indicate that the current weather conditions that are presented on the archipelago are part of the hurricane season that occurs year after year from the 1st of June to November 30. For this reason, citizens are invited to be attentive only to the information provided by official entities such as IDEAM, DIMAR, the National Unit for Disaster Risk Management, and the departmental government.
On the other hand, IDEAM forecasts abundant rains for the archipelago after the passing of a tropical wave, which will affect the territory in the next 3 days.
Heavy rains occur from very early hours, a situation that is ongoing due to the passage of a tropical wave through the Caribbean Sea. This was informed by Port Captain Marco Antonio Castillo.
El día de hoy estamos recibiendo, digamos,
Today we are receiving the passage of a tropical wave from the east, which is at the height of 90 degrees west. And let's say that this tropical wave is generating these heavy rains and winds, and as a result of this, the increase in the height of the waves.
Due to the weather conditions, it is important that small boats and all the Maritime Guild be attentive and abide by all recommendations.
la recomendación, como siempre, de parte de la
The recommendation, as always, from the port captaincy is to follow the guidelines that are issued through the Maritime Traffic Station. This in order to safeguard life at sea.
Provided by the Maritime Authority. It should be noted that the tropical wave could be affecting the archipelago during the next 3 days.
Se estima que durante los próximos 3 días aproximadamente
It is estimated that during the next 3 days, approximately, the conditions will remain. We already have a downward trend, but we have another wave to the east that is positioned and can generate strong winds. But let's say that the amount of precipitation tends to go down a little.
Lastly, it is noted that the strong rains that arose in the archipelago generated floods in different sectors of the island.
Through her social networks, House Representative Elizabeth J. Pan announced that she was elected as Vice President of the Second Committee of the House of Representatives of Colombia. The parliamentarian announced that this is a great challenge and that from this commission, she will proudly and courageously assume in defense of the archipelago and the country. She also thanked the Congress members who support her resume in the election. In Bogotá, the document asks differential analysis of the health situation for the differential racial population. It was published, a document of great importance for the diaspora in the capital city.
This is a document that gathers important and valuable information about the living condition of the racial diaspora in Bogotá, a detailed characterization and a database to understand how the racial diaspora has been developing in the capital.
El proceso de la creación de este documento estuvo.
The process of creating this document was hand in hand with the same population residing here in the capital, where different focus groups were conducted with key actors of this population, which allowed us to find all the information from the capital district, which was not visible, but that the same racial people lived and still lives today. It also allowed us to identify racials who lived in the capital.
This document was led by the District Health Secretariat in coordination with the Earth Organization and contains 5 chapters: characterization of the population's social, cultural, and environmental dynamics, morbidity, mortality, analysis of information collected by the racial differential population, and the 5th chapter of conclusion and recommendations. This document is available on the website of the District Health Secretariat of Bogotá.
From the 1st to the 7th of August, the World Week of Breastfeeding is celebrated, an initiative that seeks to encourage the habit of breastfeeding children. Taking this into account, the departmental government will conduct commemorative activities to these dates.
The World Alliance for Breastfeeding and the World Health Organization indicate that breast milk contains the necessary nutrients for optimal growth, reduces the risk of malnutrition, and reduces 1.5 to 5 times the risk of sudden infant death. To promote this practice, the Departmental Health Secretariat highlights the importance of breastfeeding, as well as the activities to be developed on the island.
La leche materna.
Breast milk is the best and only food that a mother can offer her baby as soon as it is born, because it provides the necessary nutrients to achieve proper growth and development for the baby. It has all the nutrients in quality and quantity that are easily digested and absorbed by the human species. It is said that breast milk is the first vaccine that the baby will receive because it has several antibodies that protect against various infections. Tomorrow we will carry out an intersectoral activity with the IPSs, EPSs, and other public entities to culminate the activities that have been carried out in the framework of the 10-year plan for breastfeeding and complementary feeding, and we will have our closing event on August 5 with an activity at the departmental hospital with all pregnant mothers who wish to attend at 9 a.m.
Experts says that the breastfeeding process helps to strengthen the bond between mother and child, as well as to promote rapid recovery after childbirth.
Now it's time for Sport News with Victor Fusalva.
Hello, here are the best sports of the island. Seeking to promote basketball in the municipality of Old Providence and Catalina, an exhibition game between Caribbean Storm and Titanes of Barranquilla was held. The event was attended by the President of the Republic, Ivan Duque, and other national and local government officials. In addition, the participation of recognized players of the Colombian national team, such as Andrés Ibargüen, Simón Granados, and Brian Angola, among others. With the idea of giving continuity to the basketball training process for the youth of Providence and Catalina. Martín Valderrama, Secretary of Culture and Sport, told us more details.
En la visita del presidente al municipio.
With the visit of the president of the municipality, an exhibition game was held where we had the participation of several international players such as Simón Granados, Brian Angola, and Andrés Ibargüen, among others, where the purpose of this game was to promote basketball in the municipality and give a show to the young athletes of the municipality who play this discipline to continue contributing to their training process. We can highlight that we had 4 players from the municipality integrating one of the teams that were in this exhibition game, and it is a joy for us that our young people begin to stand out in this type of event, and especially in high-performance basketball.
Caribbean Storm continues to contribute and will soon be competing in the professional tournament to be held in the city of Cartago Valle. According to Valderrama, the idea is that the young people of the municipality connect with the professional basketball in the future and can use the sport of basketball as a way to improve their lives. Here is a brief update on Tito Polo and professional baseball. He is currently playing in the Mexican League and will pretty soon be playing in the Dominican League. Let us watch. The outstanding Islander baseball player Tito Polo continues to be an example for our young baseball players. His discipline, dedication, and perseverance has led him to stand out in different international professional baseball leagues. Today, Tito Polo has excelled in the Mexican League with the Tigers of Quintana Roo, where he has an excellent campaign this season, with an average of 296, 11 home runs, 30 runs batted in 28 stolen bases, and OBP of 397. The speedy Islander was signed to play this upcoming season for the Dominican Republic's Gigantes of Cibao. Tito Polo told us more details.
Right now, I am in the Mexican Baseball League. I am currently with the Tigres de Quintana Roo. Thanks to God, I feel very good. I have a good season, helping the team a lot on the offensive and defensive end. The team has helped me a lot too. The season is almost over. Thanks to God, it has been very good. Let's hope for more good things to come for Tito Polo. The truth is, I am very gratified to see that there are many people. Maybe I don't have contact with them, but they are always asking about me, how I am doing, how's everything. I always get a message, and the truth is that I appreciate those people who are always there for me. I always want the best for the boys of the island. Honestly, I want them to continue to succeed, because if you really want from your heart, you can achieve many things. I know that sometimes it is hard if you give up. If you give up, you are not going to achieve anything. It is better to risk it. Keep going forward. At the end of the day, God will reward you.
May God continue blessing you, Tito Polo, and may you continue raising high the colors of the flags of the island archipelago. And this is Island Sports for tonight. We will see you on another broadcast. We continue with Lisa.